in Patagonia, probably my favorite one is in the Patagonia Expedition Race. They actually mark the route. And it's not so much you have to take this route, it's this is the route that we know goes. Because there's this huge trek, 100K through the mountains, no trails, and they only test one route. And so they mark the route that they went. And we were looking at this route, we were really tired, and it was 30K through this like big valley canyon with super dense bush. Patagonia has some of the worst bushwhacking, and sometimes it's a K an hour. We're like, oh my God, this looks horrible when we drop down into this valley. We're looking at these two mountains, and we're like, well, if we go up and over these two mountain passes, it's 7K to the same like checkpoint. And we just crossed this river. We had to swim across this river, and the TA staff was there to make sure everybody was safe. And we're like, hey, are we allowed to go this way? And they said, yes, but please don't. They said, we really don't want you to go that way. We're like, we understand that, but is it okay if we go that way? They're like, yeah, this is an adventure race, but we don't think you can get through. We don't think it's possible. But we are all mountaineers, and their mandatory gear required one rope, one harness, and that's it. So one rope, one harness, and one blade of ice. I don't know why, just in case survival or something. So we went up into the mountains, and it ended up in the snow, and like thinking we were going to get cliffed out and doing like some class, easy 5th class rock climbing and knocking snow off of ledges. And eventually we're so far into this, we think there's no way through. And then we find what we call this little hobbit hole. And we ended up having to rope up and jump over crevasses and then, shuttle the harness back and forth and belay everybody. It didn't save us any time. Like, we were right with the French team. It took the French team the same amount of time as it took us, but we'd only gone 7K and they'd gone 30K of bush bashing, and we'd established this route, and we got to name two mountains that didn't have names because we were the first people to climb them en route to this checkpoint. And I just remember being at the top of this mountain pass, seeing this huge snowshoe going down to the checkpoint, and we're just like, oh my God, we did it. It's the best shortcut ever. And it was 7K on our feet instead of 30. So that was glorious.